Facebook is favoring the hate speech. Well, question is why Facebook is doing this? Is this only the Facebook culprit? What about the Twitter or YouTube? What really shows the real picture of nation if we have abusive trends in the Twitter? Technology is progressing rapidly, but the rules and regulation to use technology are not much clear. I am Abdullah Mahmood, a computer geek and artificial intelligence lover. Today, we will talk about the Wall Street's journal on the hate speech and Facebook's favor for Bharatiya Janata Party. The manipulation of collective people's behavior played a vital role in the previous century. The ideal of thinness campaign for the Lucky Strike cigarette sales by Edward Bernays is an example of that. For the larger audience, the wrong thing becomes right if we start using it. Well, the latest news from the Facebook is that it removed 9.6 million pieces of content it deemed hate speech in the first quarter of 2020. But if the Facebook's own employee, Ms. Ankita Das, tells staff members that punishing violations by politicians from Mr. Narendra Modi's party, which is Bharatiya Janata Party, would damage the company's business prospects in India, that means there is something not right. When Wall Street Journal reported about the incident of T. Raja Singh's hate speech against the Muslims and in his words, to shock the traitors. For this specific incident of hate speech, what is Facebook's response? Well, you can guess. Facebook deleted some of Singh's posts after the Wall Street Journal inquired about them. The company said that the BJP lawmaker is no longer permitted to have an official verified account designated with a blue check mark badge. This is totally useless and not a permanent solution at all. And in the congressional hearing, once Mr. Mark Zuckerberg said this.
Um, you announced recently that the official policy of Facebook now allows politicians to pay to spread disinformation in 2020 elections and in the future. So I just want to know how far I can push this in the next year. Under your policy, using census data as well, could I pay to target predominantly Black zip codes and advertise them the incorrect election date?
No, Congresswoman, you couldn't. We have, even for these policies around the newsworthiness of content that politicians say and the general principle that I believe that.
But you said you're not going to fact check my ads.
We have, if anyone, including a politician, is saying things that can cause, that is calling for violence or could risk imminent physical harm or voter or census suppression when we roll out the census suppression policy, we will take that content down.
So you will. There is some threshold where you will fact check political advertisements. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, Congresswoman, yes, for specific things like that, where there's imminent risk of harm.
Could I run ads targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Would I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal? I mean, if you're not fact-checking political advertisements, I'm just trying to understand the bounds here. What's fair game?
Congresswoman, I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think
so. You don't know if I'll be able to do that.
I think probably.
Do you see a potential problem here with a complete lack of fact-checking on political advertisements?
Well, Congresswoman, I think lying is bad, and I think if you were to run an ad that had a lie, that would be bad. That's different from it being, in our position, the right thing to do to prevent your constituents or people in an election from seeing that you had lied.
So you won't take down lies, or you will take down lies? I think it's just a pretty simple yes or no.
Congresswoman,
I'm not talking about spin. I'm talking about actual
yes, in most cases, in a democracy,
okay.
I believe that people should be able to see for themselves what politicians that they may or may not vote for
so
are
you
saying,
won't take them
their
down.
Character for themselves.
So you won't take. You may flag that it's wrong, but you won't take it down.
Congresswoman, it depends on the context that it shows up. Organic post ads,
right.
the treatment is.
This clearly shows that people can do whatever they want. This is not about Hindu, Muslim, or any other community. It is about the basic human right to live and freedom of speech. But freedom of speech must be controlled. India is the biggest market for the Facebook with more than billion people in the area. So to go against the popular decision is really a high risk. And if you have an investment of 5.7 billion US dollars, then how can you not favor the ruling party? But let's try to be optimistic and hope that the social media giant try to be equal for everyone and do not allow anyone to damage the company's credibility, which is, by the way, already in dark deep well. The hate speech recognition is difficult task, but it is not impossible. But as the technology improves, which is more broadly the machine learning algorithms, we can hope for equal but controlled liberty for expressing ourselves. We still have some questions how political parties of the developing world, for example, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and also do not forget to include the developed world, the US and the Britain. The political parties are using social media in the campaigns. But is it right? And how much Facebook can control it without affecting the company's geopolitical position? These are some big questions. I would like to know your thoughts on this topic in the comment section. And if you want to know more about these type of technologies in news and progress in the world, do not forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.